What up, it's your girl Catalina Perez, and you are tuned into the OTS project.
So I'm saying, man, I don't know how, but it looks like somehow Iyo Sky won't be on Wrestlemania, and I just want to lose my fucking shit over it.
Is this true?
Yeah.
This is fucking insane.
We'll cover it in news. I'll add it here real quick, and we'll talk about it real quick in our news section. But ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to OTS News, episode 52. In today's episode, WrestleMania is right around the corner, so we are going to be discussing our favorite WrestleMania surprise, and I'm sure we'll just discuss WrestleMania surprises in general. We got a lot of news here regarding maybe Iyo Sky, Spider-Man Brand New Day, interesting tidbit about GTA 6, and we're gonna talk about that new Punisher One Last Kill trailer. But before all that, Mr. Theo, what is going on?
A lot of stuff's been happening. Not really to me, but just to kind of everybody. There's just been new episode of this, new episode of that, like 4 or 5 new episodes for new shows, or not new shows, same shows. Well, Maul's a new show, but a whole bunch of stuff's been coming out. I've been doing my best to keep on top of it. Been doing that. I've been getting back into playing Kingdom Hearts. I am replaying Kingdom Hearts 1. I've only played it like one time, but I'm getting back into it because it's fun and I love that game series, so I'm getting back into that. I'm also getting back into Cuphead, playing pretty much both those at the same time. Whenever Cuphead starts getting me too angry, I'll just switch over to Kingdom Hearts, and that usually pretty much solves my anger. But yeah, I don't know. Other than that, I've just been hanging out.
Yeah, it's interesting you said that because weirdly enough, I've never really played Kingdom Hearts, but I've had a weird inkling to want to play the Kingdom Hearts games in the past week. I don't know, maybe it's cousin telepathy or something like that.
Maybe.
I think the first time you played Kingdom Hearts was at my house because I own it on the PS2.
Yes.
I own it on the PS2, but I've never. You played my copy more than I have. I've never touched it, so maybe I'll need to boot up the old PS2 at some point this weekend and start playing the first game. But yeah, that is kind of weird that we both had that idea at the same time. But yeah, as for me, just chilling. There is a lot going on. We had 2 episodes of Maul, a Daredevil episode, the first 2 episodes of The Boys. Now this
Invincible
Sunday,
episode.
I have not seen Invincible at all, so that's not necessarily on me. Right,
You gotta get on that.
And starting on Sunday, we have Euphoria Sundays back for however.
Oh shit.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. A lot of TV shows to be watching. If you're not a TV fan, then you're missing out. And if you are a TV fan, you're probably struggling to keep up like the rest of us are. Because there's a lot going on. And I figured we'll say I kind of enjoy when we talk about episode by episode, but I feel like it's probably better if we just wait till everything's out, like a Daredevil situation,
right.
Just talk about the whole season as a whole, rather than kind of going week by week.
I will say this last episode, man, that shit had me emotional.
Benjamin Poindexter, man, that's all I can say. That man, good, bro.
Peak character, peak acting.
I saw someone on X ask like, what do you guys think would be the absolute worst place to run into Dex and he's trying to kill you at? And the consensus was probably a Home Depot, because he just has. There's the power tools, obviously, but he has access to just.
There's so much shit.
Glass. Yeah, just so much shit that.
If it can be thrown,
right,
it's killing you. It doesn't matter what it is.
He was in that diner killing people with like coffee cups and shit. So
he'll find a way to kill you with a crumpled up piece of paper. I'm sure of it. Like,
I'm sure it's just like if you were at a Home Depot, I feel like that's the place where your chance of like longevity of life is just at the moment you walk in, you're getting a wood plank thrown and you're dead. So
Office Depot too, man. They got a lot of like supplies there and stuff. They got a lot of pencils, pens, scissors, all sorts of shit. Yeah, that'd be a bad one.
That would also be a bad one. But that was a great episode. The Boys is off and running, man. That shit, we could talk about that real quick because, man, they never hold any punches. I thought my little quick hits here was A-Train is my favorite character in the whole show. So clearly pretty sad that he gets kind of killed there at the end. Spoiler alert. But what an incredible redemption! What a great redemption story for a character that at the beginning of the show is just like a total piece of shit, part of the Seven and whatnot. Now he ended his life being a pretty respectable. He became an actual superhero at the end, so that hit me hard. But the comedy in the show is always just so top tier. The concentration camps, but everybody has to be wearing like Homelander merch, and there's like Homelander bed sheets.
Fucking crazy.
Hilarious. The group of probably probably what popped me the most, because it's so true to reality, was the Flight 37 shit gets leaked, and they immediately have their teenage group do a TikTok with a remix sound TikTok of the audio.
That shit had me going like, that's awful.
But that's so true to life, bro. I was just dying, just like this TikTok song remix of the audio of him being like, "I'll fucking kill you all. I'll fucking blow all your heads off." Like, it's just so fucking funny. They're just doing like a little fucking TikTok dance to it. I had me fucking dying, bro. That, and also the part where they say that they've arrested Chappell Rowan and Tyler the Creator also had me just fucking dead.
I was like, of course, of anybody, those two would be higher up on the list for sure.
Right. But it's sad. It's funny, but it's sad how it reflects real life with them saying like, we're just targeting anybody that posts any negative social media post about Homelander, and I'm like, wow, that seems pretty accurate.
You know what had me pop was. Ashley comes in. She's like the vice president now, which crazy swerve for me. I was not expecting that whatsoever. She's vice president. She goes into like Sage's office, and she's just sitting there eating Taco Bell. And Sage is just going down the list of like different Taco Bell items that she's got. And she's like, "Cheesy gordita crunch. You want a quesadilla? Well, you want a cantina chicken taco? I mean, what do you want? I got it all here."
Yeah, she also ends up with like a fucking Professor Quirrell situation too, which is fucking
that was awful.
Anything else? There was something else that I feel like I wanted to talk about real quick.
Throughout like the whole season, I think I'm going to be most interested in what happens with Deep's character. I'm not a big Deep fan, but like I feel like his story is really going to culminate. As you shouldn't be, realistically. He's a terrible person. But like I feel like his story is really going to culminate here in a very interesting way at the end of the season. Or pretty much the end of the show, because this is going to be the last season. But it's going to be very interesting to see what happens to him.
Yeah. I remember what I wanted to say before we move on. Oh gosh. Pivoting back to Daredevil though, talking about reflecting on real life. Holy shit, does this show reflect such accurate shit that happens specifically, not in this past episode, but I think the episode before that, bro, the AVTF or whatever it is, the Anti-Vigilante Task Force.
Yeah.
It looks a lot like a group, especially that scene in the bodega with the like her the new White Tiger's like aunt who like literally did nothing wrong and just gets arrested and thrown in a truck, and they say how if you get taken by them, you just you're just never heard from again and shit. Yeah. So yeah, that was just another thing I wanted to add in there. But before we get into all the news and stuff like that, let's dive into
we kind of already.
Yeah,
we did already.
Not necessarily news, but more just chat
reviews, I guess.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's dive in though to our song of the week. All right. Song of the week, Mr. Theo. I'm going to start this week. Be prepared, ladies and gentlemen, to be absolutely tired of me, because my song of the week for this week, next week, and probably the week after that is going to be related to one Mr. Michael Jackson, because we got the biopic coming.
Who would have thought?
Well,
I knew it was happening.
Weeks here. So, last week was The Lady in My Life. Beautiful song. This week for me is going to be Heaven Can Wait by Mr. Michael Jackson from his Invincible album.
Another good one. Yeah,
that is a banger.
Very underrated album.
Yes, especially because they really try to they try to ruin that album, run it into the mud, and that's why that album's so underrated. Because they just did Sony did whatever they could to hold it down, which I'm sure because he's still Michael Jackson, though, I'm sure it still did numbers. It just didn't do as well as it should have. But I love that Invisible album. I think it's great. But yeah, that's just a forewarning for y'all. Next week and the week after that, Michael Jackson songs are going to be my song.
Put your predictions in the comments down below of what you think next week and the week after song is going to be.
Right.
My song of the week is going to be Aviary Action by Christopher Madigan, who is the composer for the entire Cuphead soundtrack. The entire soundtrack is a banger. It's all just banging jazz battle music pretty much. And this one is just my personal favorite. I have this one on my gym playlist. It's always just got my head pumping pretty much. It's just a banger. The whole soundtrack is a banger. I've been loving this game.
Nice. We have our, in the description of this video, we have our playlist. If you guys want to go listen on YouTube Music, we have 2 separate playlists. What Theo doesn't know is I have access to his playlist, so every time he puts the song in his playlist, I delete it and replace it with a song that I want in there, so...
No wonder there's been so much Michael Jackson on my playlist recently. What the fuck?
Yeah, but no, if you guys want to check out our separate playlists for our songs of the week, they are in the description, which is pretty cool. But now it's time for our favorite time of the week. Mr. Theo, it's time for our weekly blind rank. All right. Who wants to go first? You want to go first? I want to go first.
I'll go first. All right. I'm going to give you 5 different wrestlers here to blind rank. There's going to be an obvious theme to it once we get through the whole list, but you'll be able to figure it out pretty easily. I'm going to start you off here with Yokozuna.
Oh, the big man. It's kind of funny. Not necessarily related at all, but me and Wyatt's never seen the Karate Kid movie, so for my channel, we've been doing videos where he watches those. Bonsai trees are a big part of those movies, and Yokozuna had the bonsai drop, so we were kind of making some references to that and stuff as we watched the movies. But I don't know, he's not bad. He's good. It's funny because he's not Japanese at all. He's Samoan, so that's always hilarious. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't have too much. I always thought he was cool and interesting because he looks so much different, especially during that time compared to everybody else. But he's never been somebody that I'm not going out my way to watch a Yokozuna match. You know what I'm saying? I'm not being like, let me look up that Yokozuna match. But I'll put him in the 4 spot just because I don't think he's you know what I'm saying. For all I know, you can have fucking goddamn Bill Goldberg on this list. So
next one up is going to be Umaga.
Ooh, all right. Now I'll go out my way to watch an Umaga match. That's the I'll put him. Ooh, it's hard because I do love Umaga, but I don't know what else is coming on the list. So I will, I'll put him in the 2 spot because I really do love Umaga. I grew up with him. He used to terrify me as a kid. Quick story: first WWE show I ever went to was a house show in Tampa, and they did Kane versus Umaga, and both of them made me cry. Umaga came out, and I started crying because I was scared because I thought, holy shit, it's Umaga. And then what should have been the babyface in Kane also just terrified me because he's like the fucking, the devil.
He's a demon, yeah.
Yeah, so I just remember being a little kid and my dad being like, why are you crying over both of these guys? Like, what's happening? Like, he was just confused. And I'm just like, I think I was probably like 6 years old. I probably thought Umaga or Kane or both were just going to come in the crowd and try and kill me.
Dude, we're in the 300s. They don't even know you're here.
No, I think we were in the 100s somewhere.
All right, next one up is going to be Oba Femi.
Back when WB tickets were affordable, you could sit in the 100 section for not your arm and your leg. Oba Femi, oof. I love Oba Femi. I get hyped up when I see that match, especially this shit with Brock Lesnar so far, bro. I have just been, that's one of the matches I am most excited to see this coming WrestleMania. Because I think they've just done a great job. I know we're not supposed to want to see Brock Lesnar fight, but I don't know, man. There's too much aura going on in the storyline for me to lie and say I'm not excited to see that. So
it's crazy because I shouldn't want to see a Brock Lesnar match, and yet I don't think I've ever been this excited to see a Brock Lesnar match in my life.
Right. Yeah, but Obafemi's still new. He's still very new. And so I can't, as much as I like him now, we don't know what the future holds and stuff like that. So I'll put him in the 3 spot, right in the middle. Cause
did you rank Umaga? Did we skip over that?
No, he's in the 2 spot.
Oh, okay. Next up, we've got Mark Henry.
I got 1 and 5.
1 and 5.
All right, these are all big men. I'm catching the vibe now. These are all big men. Mark Henry's cool, but I'll be honest with you, I've never been a big Mark Henry guy. It's never been like one of my guys. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think he's bad or anything like that. I just think he's just one of those wrestlers. Like everybody, you just got wrestlers that you just don't really care about that much. And Mark Henry was kind of always one of those guys that I just didn't care for that much. I respect him a lot more now, knowing kind of the ins and outs of the business and how he works and stuff like that. But like, definitely as a kid, whether it was, normal Mark Henry or babyface Mark Henry, or even like everybody loves like Hall of Pain Mark Henry, I did not care at all. I remember watching SmackDown and just not really caring that much. So I'm gonna put Mark Henry at the 5 spot. Just because he's never been someone that I've been. Again, I never well, obviously as a kid I hated him because he was a bad guy, but like I'm just saying as a wrestler, he's not somebody that I hate or dislike. Again, he's not a Bill Goldberg or an Alberto Del Rio, but he's definitely somebody that I never really cared for. But I do respect him a lot. So yeah, the 5 spot is where he's heading. So I only got the 1 spot left, so it's got to be.
You got the 1 spot. Well, I would say he's pretty good. The last one here that I got for you is Andre the Giant.
Ooh, okay. Kind of the same. I've never been a huge Andre guy, but I'm not mad that he's in the 1 spot. Obviously, I have no choice there. Not too bad that he's in the 1 spot, but if I was able to have free reign here, Umaga clearly is the one. He's the one. What was it? It was Umaga, Andre, Mark Henry, Yokozuna,
Obafemi, Yokozuna.
All right, so if I had free reign, it's going Umaga, Obafemi, and then probably Andre, and then probably, to be honest with you, probably Yokozuna, then Andre, then Mark Henry. That's probably how I'd rank it.
Okay. I might be a little crazy here. But he's just been having a hell of a run. I might put Obafemi at the 1, man. He's has so much aura. He's been on an incredible run.
He's glazing.
I'm glazing a little bit here, but he's just. I've never had like a bad experience watching an Obafemi anything, promo, match, anything. Like it's just all been incredibly well done. NXT main roster, all of it. And I know he's going to be doing good stuff for years to come, so it's an easy one for me there. Number 2, I'm going to do Andre the Giant.
I think Theo forgot he had to rank the rest of the list.
I was like, shit, why do I even bother? He's 1. Like, what are we talking about? Andre the Giant at 2. I think there's just so much great history with him. He's just one of the biggest legends, both literally and figuratively. And I just got to give that man his props because he did a lot of cool stuff. Number 3, I'm gonna go Umaga. Definitely, I think as a child, one of my introductions to big men, probably him and like Big Show and Mark Henry and stuff like that, probably like the 3 that I'd say were like big men when I first got into wrestling and whatnot. But Umaga was always like the coolest to me, just because of like both in like style and just like appearance and whatnot. Let's see here. Ooh, I'm gonna do Yokozuna at the 4 and then Mark Henry at the 5.
Yeah. I don't know, man. It's weird because Mark Henry does have a lot of cool stuff when you look back. But I don't know, man. Just as a kid, like, he never.
I never connected with him either. Yeah.
Right. All right. Mine, kind of staying on a similar trend of gigantic things in professional wrestling. WrestleMania right around the corner. As of tomorrow, we are a week away from the grandest show of the year. So, Mr. Theo, you were going to be. I don't know if we did this last year or not, but. You are going to be blind ranking WrestleMania stages. Stages of WrestleMania's past. So, we're going to start off here. WrestleMania 25.
I'm going to just get Google ready right now.
Oh, wait, no. WrestleMania 24. My bad. I misread it.
24. Okay.
Sorry.
Ooh, fuck. Damn, this is a good-ass stage.
It's kind of got
the
like
fucking
the hotel
tower
vibe. Right.
Yeah, the hotel.
Yeah, I always thought of it as a
Motel
hotel.
Holiday Inn.
It is interesting because it has... It almost looks like it's like a Miami thing, but the show was in Orlando.
Right.
So it is a little weird, but I always enjoy it.
That is kind of funny.
Big hotel kind of vibe.
Yeah, because this is not Orlando vibe at all.
Right. It's definitely like Miami Strip kind of vibe.
Fuck. Am I crazy for wanting to put this at the 2? I might have
I mean, it's my favorite WrestleMania, so maybe maybe I have some nostalgia towards it, but the stage is high up there because it's my favorite WrestleMania.
I'm putting it at the 2 spot. That's where I'm going to put it for now.
Okay.
I feel like that's a pretty comfortable spot for it.
Yeah. Sticking on trend with Orlando WrestleManias, next up is going to be WrestleMania 33.
Ooh. Oh, yeah. Fucking Universal stage.
Yeah.
Shit.
Giant roller coaster.
You know, I gotta be honest, I don't know if I've ever really been the biggest fan of the stage. I think for me, honestly, what it is just kind of like the entranceway itself is just this weird looking like half circle that I think just kind of takes me out of it because that's like the focal point of the whole stage, and it's not great looking to me. So I might. It's very unique, it's very creative, but there are some drawbacks to it for me. I'm gonna put it at the 4 spot.
Yeah. I mean, it still is cool, but I remember I expected a lot more out of this. I remember,
Right.
like, I think, obviously it probably got leaked or whatever at some point in a couple weeks ahead that it was going to be like, Universal kind of / theme park themed. And I was super excited for that, being a big theme park guy. My biggest gripe with this, I like the globe with the giant WrestleMania thing is cool. My biggest gripe with this stage is that instead of using like trussing with lights to build a roller coaster, they should have just put an actual like kind of roller coaster on it.
Yeah.
Because if you look at it and you don't know it's a roller coaster, you wouldn't realize that that's a roller coaster. It just looks like weird, like structure. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm like, why couldn't they have just taken like, I'm not saying a working roller coaster, but why couldn't they have taken a roller coaster track and put it on there with like a cart that's stationary somewhere and just attached lights to the track? That would have made it
Right.
way more like character driven than the trussing kind of stuff. Because if you don't know that's supposed to be a roller coaster, it just looks like some weird structure that they built.
I will say, not that it's technically a part of the stage, I do really like how there's the giant ring structure above the actual ring. I do think that's pretty sick.
That is cool. Although, if you're doing an outside stadium, you got to put that tarp there because you never know if it's going to rain or not. Look at WrestleMania 37 at Raymond James Stadium, where they actually had to delay the show by like 15 minutes because they had a rain delay and stuff. I'd imagine the ring was still wet, but I'd imagine if that tarp thing wasn't there, the rain would have probably soaked that ring. So
yeah, for sure.
If you are going to do it outside WrestleMania, which they tend to do, you do have to have that tarp just because you never know what's going to happen.
You never know. Yeah.
But as you're a person that's there, if you're in the unlucky section like me and your father were for WrestleMania 28, you're just looking at a giant pole for a good majority of the show. So that is a drawback. But yeah, the ring, them doing the truss with the ring was really cool. I always enjoyed that. Your next stage, this is a good one. It's going to be WrestleMania 39.
Ooh, I remember this was one of like the coolest reveals for a stage I think we've ever gotten.
You and I were sitting in that timeshare in Orlando. We watched like the video Friday night or whatever, and we were just like, holy shit.
Yeah, I was like, this is a crazy good stage.
Yeah.
I don't know if I exactly want to put it at the 1, but it's really good. I might put it at 3.
Okay. Yeah, I remember.
I think it's just a little, not the stage itself, but I think like the what's around like the ramp, like the steps around the ramp. I'm like, it's just a bit too long for me, which is kind of stupid, but like it just is.
Yeah, but I do remember. I mean, that whole WrestleMania was just so good, and that whole weekend was so good. We just had the time of our lives. And I remember, I think it was Friday night. I think we were getting ready for bed. I think you were in bed, and I think I looked at my phone. I was like, hold up. Before you go to sleep, we got to look at the stage reveal real quick.
Right, yeah.
We probably ended up, we probably went to bed, but we probably ended up staying up for like an hour longer because we were just so excited after what we were seeing.
The stage is so dope. Yeah.
So good. All right, your next one is going to be WrestleMania 32 in old Dallas,
32.
Texas.
Oh. Wow.
Wow.
You know what's funny? I looked up WrestleMania 32 stage. I don't think there's a single photo here actually showing me like a good shot of the stage itself.
Well, I think
that might be for good reason because it's just incredibly bland.
And it's also it's also slanted.
It is slanted. This is terrible. This is an easy number 5. Oh my god. Yeah.
It's interesting concept.
I looked up WrestleMania 32 stage. The 10th photo is just Shane McMahon jumping off the cage.
Yeah, man. I think WrestleMania 25 may have done this better because they were also in Texas, and they did the giant star kind of concept, but it wasn't
Right.
It wasn't slanted. It was like a normal stage with just like a giant WrestleMania 25 star.
Yeah. There is like just no stage here.
Yeah, it's kind of just like a entranceway, but it's just like a giant
Yeah.
star entranceway.
Right.
I
Yeah,
feel like
no,
there was
this
a
is
lot
not
of
it.
there was a lot of potential there, and it just ended up falling flat.
Right.
All right, what do you
Yes,
have left?
number 5.
What spot?
I think I have one left. I think that's
All right.
it.
I'm not sure how you're gonna feel about this one because it's not a grand stage, but it definitely is I'd say a stage filled with a lot of characters. So your last one is gonna be WrestleMania 21 in old Madison
21.
Square Garden.
Shit, that is one of my more favorite manias, I will say. You know, as it is
Oh,
one of
wait.
my more favorite manias.
I don't think
What?
it was in MSG. It was in the Staples Center, I believe. Sorry.
Yes. This is all right. This is definitely not like a legitimate number one here, but like it's
Yeah.
all right. It's
This
just like
is
a movie
also-
screen, pretty much. Yeah.
Right. This is also before they had I mean, I guess they did for like 17 and 18. They had kind of bigger stages, but this is kind of before they did like
The
gigantic.
grand stage.
Right
Yeah.
now,
Yeah.
because they were also still like doing arenas. You know what I'm saying? Like this is in like the Staples Center, so it's like it's kind of hard to differentiate doing a WrestleMania in the Staples Center where you have to make a smaller stage compared to
Right.
WrestleMania 39 in California that was in the SoFi Stadium, and it's this huge like Oscar award stage that they were able to fucking like pull off. You know, so
If I'm gonna free rank this, 24 is easily number one. That's just that may just be my favorite WrestleMania stage of all time. It's just so clean and good looking. It's just really, really good. Then I'm gonna go 39. 39 is also really, really good. We were just talking about it. Just an incredible stage there. You know, this may be a bit biased here, just because I really like the WrestleMania. I might put 21 over 33 or 34. No, 33. I'll do 21, 33, and then 32 at the bottom. That's definitely not changing for me. That's just an awful stage.
yeah. If I'm ranking this, I think I'm going 39 at my one. I absolutely just love that stage. I think that's the best WrestleMania.
It's a
stage
good
ever.
stage. It's a top 5 stage for sure.
Yeah. 2 is going to be 24. Again, my favorite WrestleMania, so maybe there's some nostalgia wrapped in, but I always liked the like giant tower hotel kind of vibe. I thought it was really cool with the palm trees. Then probably 21, then probably 33, then 32. Yeah, 32. It should have been so much better. It's just a slanted
nothing,
star.
brother.
Right. Nice.
Bad
slanted
stage,
star.
bad mania. Get it out of here.
All right. It's time. We have no OTS showcase this week, ladies and gentlemen. So it's time to dive into our news this week.
No, news.
All right. Thank you for doing that. Every time you do that, it just gives me a marker for where I have to put the actual
There you go.
bumper.
You're welcome. I'm glad to help.
Right. All right. So starting off with our news this week, we'll save the trailer breakdown for last. When we started this episode, we were talking about Iyo Sky maybe missing WrestleMania. I am praying to God this doesn't happen. She is the greatest wrestler in the world right now. You
Right.
cannot have her miss WrestleMania. But the idea is there's like two different things apparently. One, is that they're waiting to announce her versus Asuka to see where the times are going to be for, I don't know, whichever night only has 6 matches so far, like whatever night they would be on that only has 6 matches so far. They're waiting to see what the times are going to be set for, to see if there's room for that match apparently. Like to see if they can fit it or if it's going to go too long, which, brother, 2019 WrestleMania 35 went literally till 1 in the morning. I think
Right.
you guys will be okay. I think you guys will be all right. Adding one more match again with the greatest wrestler and also Asuka, who's also one of the greatest wrestlers ever in there, as well as hopefully either Kyrie in that match or a part of that match for sure. To me, this match needs to happen. The second reason, which I think is the stupider reason, is that apparently Nikki Bella is injured. Right, she fucked up her ankle, and her and Brie were supposed to be are supposed to be in this women's tag title go fuck yourself match, whatever it is. But now it's up in the air if Nikki Bella is going to be able to compete in this match because of her ankle. So apparently if they can't get her cleared for some reason, the replacement team would be Asuka and Kairi, which to me makes no sense, right? So that if they do that, then obviously Asuka versus Iyo is not happening, but that makes no sense to me. I understand on one level because the Kabuki Warriors are like the greatest women's tag team champions of all, or just the greatest women's tag team ever because they've had those tag titles like 50 times at this point. So I understand on that kind of level. However, they are not the only tag team in the world. Just off rip, you have Roxanne and Raquel who could take that spot. You have Chelsea Green and Alba Fire could take that spot, but also they've been running a storyline between Chelsea Green and Tiffany Stratton where they're like reluctantly working together. And we're not big Tiffany Stratton guys, but you would expect Tiffany Stratton would be on WrestleMania just because she does have a name. So why couldn't you just put Tiffany Stratton and Chelsea Green in there as this makeshift tag team? You know what I'm saying? And that way you still... Chelsea Green should also just be on the WrestleMania card because she's one of the best that they have. Yeah. But also you get the name Tiffany Stratton that probably should have been on WrestleMania anyways. And if you put them or Raquel and Roxanne in there, guess what, guys? That means you still have Asuka versus Iyo. So if one of those things come true, then Iyo won't be on WrestleMania apparently. I would imagine she would still be on WrestleMania because I would imagine... she would probably get involved in like the Jade Cargill Rhea Ripley match, especially with Jade having like B-Fab and Michin on her team now. So I would imagine, if Iyo doesn't have a match, I'd imagine they would find a way to get her involved and try and run off B-Fab and Michin from that match so that Iyo can at least still do something. But the idea that the greatest wrestler in the world currently doesn't have a WrestleMania match is absolutely insane.
Yeah, this is just absolutely terrible. I mean, like, who doesn't like Iyo Sky? Like, legitimately, all the fans like her. Everybody backstage like she's just one of the most likable people ever. Yeah. She's just such an incredible wrestler, and for her not to be on this card is absolutely abysmal to me.
Right. Yeah. So we'll have to see. I guess. I mean, we're pretty much a week away. So whatever they're gonna do, they're gonna have to do tonight, Monday, or next Friday. To I guess see what's going to happen there. So, Spider-Man Brand New Day. I saw. I don't know. I think it looked like it was like the description from Letterboxd, but it could have been from another website. But apparently, there's like a synopsis kind of description that was uploaded that confirms that Spider-Man Brand New Day will actually, even though it comes out before, it will actually take place after Avengers Doomsday in the timeline. So. I mean, the theory is that he's not in Doomsday. We haven't heard anything about him. I think everybody's having like hope that he's in there because who doesn't want Spider-Man in an Avengers movie? But I don't think there's been any signs of Tom Holland on the set when they were filming or anything like that. So I would imagine this is kind of like a Hawkeye / Ant-Man Infinity War kind of situation where this kind of explains where Spider-Man is and where Peter is during the events of Avengers Doomsday. So
the Doomsday after credit scene sets up Brand New Day, which comes out 6 months before.
Right. But yeah, I'm sure this is just showing like, hey, he wasn't there because he was busy fighting, Jean Grey or whoever it is that's kind of like the big villain of that movie. Which also would be interesting though because the rumor is that Doomsday, kind of ends with like Doom, kind of like destroying everything and making like Battle World. So I'm like, that's where I'm like, how does that work? If the universe is kind of imploded, how the fuck is Peter Parker still running around in New York? But maybe this almost coincides with Doomsday in a sense, rather than after it. Maybe it kind of runs parallel to it, and maybe the post-credit scene is something like that, where Peter Parker gets kind of like blipped into Battle World or something like that. That would be interesting to tell, and that's how you can set him up for Secret Wars. But yeah, I just thought that was interesting that it apparently takes place after Doomsday. The Defenders, bro, keeping on a Marvel thing here, they've been filming season 3 of Daredevil Born Again, and we know in season 2 that Jessica Jones is making her return. But now, since they've been filming season 3, we have the official confirmation that Luke Cage and Iron Fist from the Defenders kind of universe will also be coming back in season 3 of Daredevil Born Again. So I don't know. We talked about it last week a little bit how I wasn't a big fan of their version of Iron Fist, but I'm not losing my shit over it because I still feel like we've had in the MCU, outside the MCU, there's been so many versions of characters and then they pass the torch or something like that. So I feel like we could still get a better Iron Fist, or maybe they just do this version a lot better. I'm not sure, but Luke Cage, I'm definitely intrigued to see come back. Apparently, they dropped like a mid-season kind of trailer for Daredevil where Jessica Jones kind of confirms that like her and Luke Cage are actually married and have a kid. So that'll be interesting. That's going to be a big dynamic for season 3, I'd imagine, of them trying to protect their kid from whether it's the anti-vigilante task force or some other big thing that's being set up for season 3. But I thought that was interesting that the Defenders are all coming back together for season 3. Bro, do you know the rapper Freddie Gibbs?
I had to look this guy up because at first I was like, is this a new GTA character or something? This sounds like a GTA character
Right.
to me.
No, so he's an actual real life rapper. I don't really listen to him, but I have heard of him before. Apparently he's going to be in GTA 6. I don't know if he's going to be in there as himself or as a character, but apparently this got leaked that he is in GTA 6. There's going to be a side mission where you like have to team up with him, and it's probably like a Strangers and Freaks kind of thing.
Right.
Team up with him and do something for him. Again, I don't know if he's just. I feel like it'd be funnier if he's just himself and like they just have this real life rapper. I mean, that's happened before with Phil Collins of all people. He's canon in the GTA universe. So it's not Dr. Dre also is canon from GTA Online. So it wouldn't be too shocking, but I do feel like it is kind of funnier when they bring in like real life celebrities into this fake world. I think is always funny. But I guess in reality, like. If you listen, anybody that you've listened to on a radio station in any GTA game, I guess technically makes them canon in the GTA universe.
Kenny Loggins,
right? Or you listen to Black Eyed Peas or whatever Fergie, that makes Fergie canon in the GTA universe. So I guess it's not that big of a stretch. But that's just something I thought was interesting that he's gonna have like a little, again, probably like a Strangers and Freaks kind of mission in GTA 6. Also, the CEO of Take-Two, Strauss Zelnick, I believe is his name. He did like a media call apparently confirming that GTA 6 will be around $70 to $80 for the base game, which not surprising. I mean that's $70 is like the normal price. So if they charge $10 more, I don't think that's even that crazy either. It's fucking the biggest game of all time at this point. And he said there won't be any. I don't know. I guess for a while ago there was some rumor that they were gonna be like implementing real life ads into the game to try and like make more money, but he also confirmed like that's not a thing, that's not happening. So yeah, everybody speculated that GTA 6 for some reason was going to cost base game $100, $150, and he just dead ass was like, no, it's going to be like $70 or $80. So again, if it's the normal price or even if it's $10 more than a normal game, I'm very happy to pay that because it's fucking GTA, bro. It's GTA 6.
Right.
So yeah. Our last bit here, though, this Punisher trailer, Mr. Theo, do you wanna take the reins on our little Punisher trailer here?
I didn't even know this came out until we watched it before the episode started. I was like, "There's a Punisher trailer? Okay, yeah, I'll watch that." I haven't watched the Punisher show. I've just gotten into like season 2 of Daredevil, so I'm really just now getting introduced to his character in the universe of everything. Very
like
much so enjoying his character.
Your biggest kind of connection to him so far is his appearance in Born Again.
Born Again, yeah, pretty much season 1 of Born Again, which great stuff. Obviously, I'm still very, very excited to see this. This looks really, really good. He's pretty much, I would say, the closest equivalent to a John Wick that we have in the Marvel universe of just like an absolute beast with firearms. Really just a lot of action shots. I really don't know what's going on here with the story because it just seems like it looks like there's this one child that's in this trailer that seems to be pretty prevalent. I'm assuming it's going to be like he's going to take on some sort of like paternal role to this child. Maybe this child loses her parents. I'm not really too sure. I don't know if you have other. You look like you have another theory here. I don't really know.
You should know because I feel like. All right, to say this, I have to spoil it. His family gets fucking murdered.
I know his family gets murdered. Yeah.
I think that's just a vision of his daughter.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't think that's an actual person. I think that's like his daughter. I think that's just him seeing.
Well, I know he's getting visions because like these people keep blipping in and out and just like tormenting him mentally.
Right, and he also said in Born Again when he talks to Matt how he can, he like talks to his son every time he's gonna like kind of kill somebody. His son tells him like to get him. So I think that I could be wrong, but I think that was just like vision like us seeing a vision of like his daughter kind of talking to him. So.
I don't know. There's a lot more action shots, obviously, as it is a Punisher trailer, Punisher special, not an actual show. More of just like, I'm assuming it's gonna be like a Werewolf by Night sort of situation, where it's gonna be like an hour or so of just Punisher action. But it seems like someone's trying to kill him because they lit him on fire with gasoline and whatnot. I don't know who the enemy of Punisher would be, or why anybody would want to be the enemy of Punisher. It just seems like a great way of wanting to get yourself killed, but he's got someone after him.
Yeah. There's a character in here that's been cast named Barry, who people are speculating is the Punisher villain Barracuda. So maybe that's who the big villain is. Or from what we know, it could be the Anti-Vigilante Task Force, because we know the post-credit scene of Born Again was him breaking out of their little like prison. So they could be also that a part of this where they're hunting him down, trying to get him back. Again, I'm imagining this explains why he's not in season 2 and why he is in Brand New Day. But maybe it's not. Maybe it's literally just a little side story that they tell. Yeah, I mean, I didn't watch season 2 of the Punisher show. I watched season 1. Bro, I will say, I'm not, without trying to spoil it, because I would imagine at some point you're gonna watch it. The main villain of season 1 is this dude Billy Russo, who's like his like best friend, and it's such a good story. I highly recommend it. It's such a good story. Such a good story. Billy Russo ain't nowhere to be seen in here though, so it ain't him, I don't think, unless they were really hiding something. But I feel like I feel like he dies at the end of season 1 of Punisher. But yeah, I mean, this is just full Punisher rage, man. It's just action, gunshots, blood. It's funny because we're gonna get this, and it's like a rated R version, and then he's gonna be so dulled down by the time we get to Brand New Day. Like, it's gonna be a month difference, and we're just gonna see like 2 completely different sides of this character. Of like, out here in the special, he's like ripping people's throats out with his mouth, and then this one he's gonna be like, "Oh dang it, Spider-Man, leave me alone, let me do my job."
That is the funny thing about this, is that it's like, it's called One Last Kill, and yet we know he's going to be in Brand New Day, so it's like, that can't be true just already.
Right. Maybe it's like a one last kill. It could be regarding his past. Maybe it's one last kill connected to his family's murder, rather than one last overall kill. Maybe that's what it's kind of, you know what I'm saying? Maybe the last person that was involved or something like that, and then
because like they can't turn this man into like a pacifist. That'd be like the biggest character assassination since Hulk. Like, no.
But yeah, I'm excited for this. Punisher is my favorite out of the whole kind of like Netflix Daredevil kind of cast of characters. Punisher by far is my favorite one. Obviously, John Bernthal is one of my favorite actors in general. He's just so good in literally everything he's in. We watched Me Wyatt. We watched Wolf of Wall Street a month ago, and it's the same thing. Like that one role, Ma, we got chicken. Just so.
You know what's the same? Him, I don't know if you've seen Baby Driver, but his character in Baby Driver is literally just him playing Punisher. That's literally just what it is.
That's funny. That makes sense. But yeah, like even in The Walking Dead, where he plays Shane in the first like 2 seasons or whatever, same thing. He's just that's an iconic character for me. Yeah, everything he's in, I just absolutely love everything he's in. So I'm super excited for this. I'm so glad that he's back around. When we went to MegaCon, going back to that WrestleMania 39 weekend, when we went to MegaCon, I did plan on meeting him. I have a Punisher Funko Pop that I was gonna get signed, but bro, we met Hayden Christensen and we pretty much left because it was just so packed and so crowded. You couldn't get anywhere. And I think also like he was also just like so all over the place because he's just so in demand and everybody loves John Bernthal.
Well, yeah. I thought we were still talking about Hayden Christensen. My bad, because I know like he was super.
Yeah, I mean obviously Hayden Christensen is in demand, but I'm saying for John Bernthal again, you either love him from The Punisher or The Walking Dead. Like he's so popular and people love him. So I'm like, even if we could have gotten to him, we probably would have still had to wait like 3 hours in a line just so I can get it signed. So that didn't happen, but I did plan on trying to meet him at that con. But it's all good. Maybe one day. But yeah, anything else you want to add to our little Punisher trailer before we?
No, I mean, not too much is shown. Which
it's also a short
trailer.
Like,
but it's a short trailer. But it is also again just like an hour-long special, so it's like we're really not even going to get all that much in general from this special, just where he's pretty much been since the end of Daredevil into Brand Today. It's just a connector.
Right. All right. It's time for our actual discussion this week. All right, our actual discussion this week, WrestleMania, again, got to harp on it as much as we can, is right around the damn corner. So, we're going to be talking our favorite WrestleMania surprise. I was in the thing, I did have our least favorite for next week, but then I said, you know what, we have to do our WrestleMania predictions for the old OTS Championship back there, so I switched it. So next year...
Also, I would not have an idea for a least favorite WrestleMania surprise.
Maybe we'll do that next year. That'll be something we do for WrestleMania weekend kind of thing next year. But yeah, this year we're gonna do our WrestleMania surprise. So Theo, we're not doing it. It's not a top 5. We're just gonna give one of our favorites, but then we'll just discuss surprises in general that have happened that we've enjoyed. So what's your one?
My one, I don't have pretty much any right now, but I knew there was one the second I saw it because I was just like, it was too emotional. It's too much of a core memory for the both of us. Pretty much, it's going to be Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania 38. Man, I mean, how do you? It just incredible. I remember like the two of us, we were just waiting for whoever this mystery opponent was to come out, and then like the pyro shot up, everything went dark and quiet, and then we just heard that boom, boom, and you and me just freaked the fuck out. And his music finally came out, and it was great.
I love this moment so much. I love Cody, so it's a really cool moment. But I am haunted every day by the way my body just instantly reacted. It was the weirdest thing, especially including my cousin, because literally I think about this like it's like a Roman Empire. I think about this all the time and being like, why the fuck did we do that? We jumped up, interlocked hands, and jumped up and down.
Yeah.
Both hands. We interlocked both hands like this. And jumped up and down.
Dude, it was just our inner child's coming out, man. That's just what it was.
I still think about it being like, thank God it was just us in that room, because if we did that in front of other people, I'd be so fucking embarrassed. Like, it is so fucking weird. I'm so glad, like, we weren't, this is before the podcast, so we weren't doing, like, a live stream or anything, so there's no history. If I never said it, nobody would know it happened, which maybe I should have kept that to myself. But it is funny to look back.
Well, now everybody knows.
Right, it's funny to look back on, but I still, literally every day, pretty much, I still think about that, and I cringe. Like, why the fuck did we do that? It's
weird. Just pure joy. It's so fucking funny. But yeah, that's gotta be my number one.
Just jumping up and down, going, yes, yes! It's so fucking weird. So fucking weird. But, yes, a great moment. Seth Rollins sold that so perfectly. Mm-hmm. He was like, it's so good. I love it. Where he, like, obviously Cody has his whole moment and comes up, but during his entrance, they cut to Seth. And he's laughing. He's like laughing, and then he almost like yawns. But it's like he's laughing and like yawns into like a like motherfucker, like
right.
Just so good, just selling that like of course you fucking piece of shit. Like it's just so good the way he sold it from laughing at a disbelief into like I wish I can kill this guy right now. Mm-hmm. Like of course.
The crowd was super into it too. Like when he slowly came up from like the smoke and just the huge pop that he got from that, it was just like. The prodigal son is returned.
Right. It was so good. He didn't change anything. He had all of his stuff from like the indie/AEW run, his own logo, which was also surprising, because that's not something that they, at least Vince would be favorable to do. But
to be fair, it's hard to ignore the logo when it's tattooed on his neck. Like you can't really like cover that up.
You got that Cody motion, bro. I mean, they said it when
got the Cody motion. Yeah.
I think they said it in his documentary thing that came out. Kevin Owens said it like. When they were negotiating this contract, Vince flew to Cody's house in Georgia, and Kevin Owens said in the interview, he's like, that doesn't happen. Like, that's not a thing that happens when he wants to sign somebody. He doesn't fly to somebody's house. So it's like, that shows you how big of a deal this was and how much of a star Cody had made himself, that Vince fucking McMahon flew to Cody's house personally to, like, sit out by the pool and, like, hash out this contract, so just a really cool moment. It made me laugh because I was watching... Triple H, he was just a guest on Cody's podcast this week. I was watching that, and it's funny how Cody had the Cody Vader thing, the elevator thing, and I think they used it a couple times after WrestleMania, but I think there was one time where it got stuck, and he had to, like, jump out of it, And so then they were like, yeah, we need to retire it. And it made me laugh because Triple H was talking about his WrestleMania 22 entrance where he sat on the throne and it came up from the floor. He said as the entrance was happening, part of like his part of the, like, obviously the platform and then the hole, he said like as he was rising up, it got stuck somehow. Like the platform got stuck on the thing and wouldn't go up anymore. And he's like, I'm mid entrance sitting on this thing in my gear in the zone in Triple H mode, and this thing is not moving. And he said like he's looking like pissed, but in his head he's like freaking the fuck out, like holy shit, this is gonna look so stupid. I'm gonna have to like climb out of this hole. It's gonna be so stupid. And he said the dude who is like in charge of it just like kicked the shit out of it, and it like slid it over and came back up. And he was like, "Thank God," because that would have been so embarrassing if I. He's like, I'm like dressed like fucking Chewbacca, and I would have had to like climb out of a hole. It would have been like one of the worst wrestling moments ever.
Right.
So yeah, that made me laugh because there's definitely a time where Cody's thing got stuck and he had to like jump out of the hole, but he didn't like look like Chewbacca and shit like that, so it didn't make it as bad. But yeah, overall great moment. Obviously, we were super excited, and the whole world was excited. I mean, this changed the game, man. Like it broke the internet kind of thing. Like everybody was losing their shit. I mean, they did like a whole press conference just for Cody. Like it was like a post, like because I think this was before they did the actual press conferences thing. Mm-hmm. So they had literally like Cody just go into a room with like the banner thing and just like answer questions. I remember. I think Chris Van Vliet literally the next morning at like 9 a.m. did an interview with him. Like it's just everybody knew how big this was. Everybody was on top of it, trying to get news on it, trying to figure out. Hey, like Sean Ross Sapp, I'm sure either he probably knew a bit, but I'm sure after it happened, anything he didn't know, I'm sure he was messaging people trying to figure out how it came to be, what's this and that and that and this and all that. What's Cody's plan? All this stuff, so good, and it led to an incredible feud between him and Seth Rollins as well, with multiple matches. Obviously, the torn pec Hell in a Cell thing probably being like the biggest moment outside of his return, and it's just led to an incredible story in general. Where WrestleMania 40, same thing. Like his first rival coming back was Seth Rollins, and now Seth Rollins became his Shield, and stuff. Like it just added so much to the story and whatnot. So overall, yeah, this is just like that's definitely got to be in. I mean, if you're a Cody fan, at least it has to be in your top 10 surprises or WrestleMania moments in general. Yeah, that's a good moment. It's up there for me too. Mine, speaking of Seth Rollins, my favorite WrestleMania surprise is going to be WrestleMania 31, where for the first time ever somebody cashed in Money in the Bank, which was Seth Rollins in the Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns match, made it a triple threat. Seth Rollins hit a couple of curb stomps and took home the WWE Championship. Maybe it's obviously it's a great moment, but it might be more so for me because I was there.
Right.
And we had pretty close seats. Like we were almost on the floor, so I could see everything that's happening pretty fucking clear. So I was like, when his music hit, because obviously everybody was like, I wonder if that could happen. It's never happened before. So like, in the weeks leading up, people were speculating could Rollins cash in. They're not gonna do that. Brock and Roman aren't gonna let Rollins, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're not going to be okay with that creative. Brock's not going to be okay. You know what I'm saying? Everybody had different ideas of yes, no, not happening, maybe it'll happen. So the fact that it did happen, I think, made it even bigger because there were so many people that were like, there's no way the main event of WrestleMania with Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns facing each other for the first time is going to end with Seth Rollins, cashing in. So I think the fact that they did it was even bigger. Even Rollins said he didn't know that shit was happening until 20 minutes before. He wrestled Randy. He thought he was done for the night. Had a really cool viral moment with the curb stomp RKO thing. He said, I thought I was good for the night. I changed out of my gear. I thought I was all good. And then right as Roman and Brock were going out there, or right before they went out there, somebody came and got me and told me it's happening. And he had to run to put his gear back on during the whole match, and had to sprint to Gorilla to be there for the moment he was needed. So that also makes it even cooler that it came to be at the. I mean, again, I'm sure Vince and whoever talked about it for a while, but the fact that they didn't actually pull the trigger until literally the last fucking second, until Brock Lesnar was walking to the ring, is just also makes it even cooler. And yeah, man, I was there. grown men were just like hugging each other, dead ass. Like I know we were just joking about the whole Cody thing, but hey, we're cousins, so it's like, all right, whatever. I saw grown men that didn't even know each other hugging and jumping up and down, being like, holy shit. Because at that time, bro, like, obviously Rollins was a heel, but everybody fucking loved Seth Rollins, bro. He was so cool.
Yeah,
architect.
You can't hate Seth Rollins, man.
Right. So he was like the biggest wrestler in the world, you know, like, because everybody just enjoyed his stuff. And I think also there was a bit of relief because of the fact that, you know, people didn't want Roman or Brock to be champions. So, like,
right.
You know, the fact that happened also made it where it was like, oh my gosh, thank God it wasn't Brock or Roman leaving with the title. Yeah, overall, just such a good fucking moment, man. So cool. So again, came out of left field. People would speculate it, but nobody's speculating it because they know. People are just speculating because he has the briefcase. Like, it's the same thing with, like, Damian Priest, where it's like, we didn't know he was going to cash in, but of course we could say, like, maybe he'll cash in because it was just, he had the briefcase. And also in Damian Priest's case, he had the briefcase for, like, almost a whole year, so it's like, it has to happen at some point.
Right.
But yeah, so nobody really knew. It was just, like, the idea of, like, well, there is the money in the bank that could get involved somehow. Yeah, man, just a really cool moment. I loved it. And it led to, like, a 9-month title run or something like that for Rollins, which was fun and a good time. And he, you know, had good stuff. And, you know, he had Joey Mercury and Jamie Noble with him, J&J Security, which is also cool to kind of bring them back and stuff. Just really good stuff. Unfortunately, it ended in, like, a tragic way because he messed up his knee at, like, a live event wrestling Kane. So he had to, like, relinquish the title. But I don't know, man. It's all part of, like, the story, too, because it's, like, that happened. And then when he came back, they instantly started telling the story of him and Triple H. And, like, kind of funny enough, I was talking about Karate Kid, kind of like a Johnny Lawrence Kreese situation where it's like, dude, you were supposed to be my guy. I got injured. You threw me away and acted like I didn't exist. So now I got to fucking kick your ass. Like, now I'm going to beat the shit out of you at WrestleMania, you know? So, yeah, it's just all, like, kind of character development, I guess. Like, it's all part of the story. So, yeah, that's my favorite WrestleMania surprise. It came completely out of left field. And being there also just made it way more cool. I get to say that I was there when Rollins cashed in, when the first WrestleMania cash-in happened, when Rollins won his first title. I was there for all of that, you know, so it was really cool to see. But before we wrap up, what are some other WrestleMania surprises that we could talk about that we both really enjoy?
Another big one for me, probably also could have been in the one spot, honestly, is Undertaker's return at 40.
Ooh,
I mean,
yeah.
That shit was really, really good. I mean, because at that point it was just like everybody was getting in the match. First it was Jimmy, and then Jay speared him off the fucking ramp. Solo Sikoa came out to interfere, and then John Cena came out to be like, nope. And then The Rock came out. They had their whole stare down, and everybody's just kicking it out and everything. Everybody's like kicking everybody out of the ring. And it's like The Rock is there, and it's like you and me both were like, Stone Cold's guy, come out, Stone Cold's guy. Right. Obviously he's gonna come out, and all of a sudden you just hear that gong and the lights turn, and everybody's losing their fucking minds. I'm losing my mind. I'm like running around your bedroom, just losing my mind because the Undertaker fucking came back, and it was just so unexpected. And he choke slams The Rock, and I was just like, this is just incredible. This is just such good storytelling. Yeah,
it was really good. It was obviously supposed to be Stone Cold, and I think Stone Cold talked about it on a podcast where he said, like, yeah, that was supposed to be me, but I think he was filming a show at the time, so like he just couldn't make it work. He couldn't leave set to be there. But originally it was supposed to be him. But you know what? If it wasn't, when we're talking about stars of the Attitude Era, if it wasn't going to be Stone Cold, then it had to have been either Taker or like Triple H. You know what I'm saying? But Triple H obviously wouldn't have made sense because he's the boss. So it's like, yeah, it would have had to be. It had to be Taker. So it's cooler that it was at least that, because it could have been, you know, could have been nothing. It could have been something smaller or whatever. So the fact that it was Taker, and also Cody talked about it where it was like, I think, Cody had him on his podcast and just talked about it and said like him being in the moment and just saying like he was sitting there laying on the ground, like Cody's all beat up, so he's laying on the floor and he said like lights go down, hear the gong, lights come up, and obviously fucking Cody knows what the fuck's happening. He's part of the match. He knows what the fuck's going on. Right. But he just had the idea that lights go down and come up, and he was laying there and just sees Undertaker standing in the ring, and he said Taker hit the choke slam, and he said as soon as he hit the choke slam, Taker looked over at him and winked, and as soon as he winked, the lights went down and Taker disappeared. And he was like, that was literally the craziest shit. Like the Undertaker was real for a moment, you know,
right.
He winked to me and then legitimately just disappeared into the night.
I remember for like the next like 2 days just seeing all the reactions like from the crowd and stuff like that on like TikTok and whatnot, and just like being able to relive that moment over and over and over again.
Yeah, there's also so Taker he didn't smarten anybody up, so like, he said it on his podcast where he was like, he knew his spot was coming, and so he said that he as he knew the spot was coming, he didn't tell Michelle, he didn't tell his daughter, he didn't tell any of the crew that he was with, any of his friends, and they were in a VIP box, obviously up in the air. And he said the match is going on and Taker left to go to the bathroom. He was like, I got Michelle, I'm going to the bathroom, I gotta pee, I'll be back. And so that was his, that was him getting out of the room without being suspicious, was saying he's got to pee. And I think Michelle said, like, because obviously he left for a spot, but he's all the way up in the air. He has to walk all the way down and stuff. So, like, in reality, if he's leaving for that spot, he probably had to leave like 5 or 10 minutes before the spot to get down there and get in position and whatnot. So I think Michelle said, like, we started thinking, like, is he okay? He's been in that bathroom for a long time. And as they start thinking about that, gong, the gong goes off, and they were all just like, he fucking got us. He fucking got us. And they said during the SummerSlam match with Cena and Cody, Taker and Michelle were backstage. I think they said it was Brandy, Rhodes, Michelle, Taker, and CM Punk were standing in Gorilla watching the match on the monitors. And Taker, dead ass, had to go to the bathroom. And went to the bathroom and had been gone for a little bit, and they all started thinking, like, he's been gone for a while, is he gonna do another run-in, like, because it's obviously not Cody and Rock, or Cody and Roman, it's still a Cody match, it's a big match, so they were like, and Michelle's like, I don't have any information, so they all started thinking he might be about to do another run-in. And, like, he came back, like, 5 minutes later and was like, how's the match been going, guys? Like, just, like, nothing. And they were all like, we all thought you were about to go run back out there again. So I think that was pretty funny stuff. But yeah, man, that's also, just a great moment. Again, just Cody adding to the story with the whole, like, wink and him just, like, this almost like he turns to dust and just goes away into the air or something. Like, just so cool, man. That's the Undertaker aura. There, he's on my t-shirt right now. It's just the Undertaker aura, dog. Like, that's just how he moves. So, yeah, that was a cool moment. And just in general, like, having Cena as well in that moment, too, was cool. And a surprise that we all hoped for, but nobody knew for sure. And also made sense because he hit Roman with something, but he went after Solo, who, at the time, Solo had just beaten Cena in, like, his last match before he had come back for that. So, like, it made sense for Cena to go after Solo and get some revenge and take Solo out of the match. So it's like shit like that, man. The pieces of the puzzle just be. It's like when you're doing a puzzle and you get like 4 or 5 pieces in a row. Like it's and you're just like, oh man, this is just perfect. It's like that, man. Just the story made so much sense for everything to be involved. So yeah, that's a great moment. Another one I enjoyed was recent. It was last year. Joe Hendry, man. Joe Hendry answering the open challenge. That was also cool. That one wasn't completely out of nowhere because people speculated it was either going to be at the time because they hadn't debuted, so it was either going to be Joe Hendry, Rusev, or like Aleister Black. Those are the 3 running. Because we knew Rusev and Aleister Black had been signed, they just hadn't shown up yet. And Joe Hendry had been doing stuff. He did the Rumble, I think, that year and stuff like that. So it wasn't completely out of left field, but just the idea that people already had this in their mind, but people still went crazy when his music hit. But yeah, just the idea of, at the time, a non-signed guy who was at the time the TNA World Heavyweight Champion came out with the TNA World Heavyweight title. So literally outside of maybe an early WrestleMania, maybe there's something like this, but I can't tell you a time that an unsigned non-WWE superstar at the time actually wrestled on a WrestleMania is outside of obviously like a celebrity, but even then they still have to sign some sort of contract. So yeah, just that idea that like a guy who, was literally in another company wrestled on a WrestleMania, that was pretty wild, man. It was a pretty cool surprise. Had a great moment. It was cool. He got to come out with the TNA title, which obviously the first time the fucking, again, like any championship outside of WWE probably showed up on a WrestleMania. Yeah, man, and just Randy had a good time. They had a fun little match. Randy was doing some comedy stuff at the end. He does the whole like, he does his little turn thing, and Randy hits him with the RKO, and then Randy did the turn. It's just a fun moment, man. Just a really cool moment that I enjoyed from this past year. As Elias Roman's calling me, while I'm in the middle of recording a podcast. Yeah, what's some others? We'll give one more each.
You know, one that I really, really like, especially because that was like one of the first like manias that I was watching like live. WrestleMania 31, Sting and Triple H, both DX and NWO coming out. That was pretty crazy for me because at that time, like, not only was that like one of the first like manias I watched like live, but also just like that was like at a time when I was really starting to get into like Attitude Era stuff. So it all just kind of like stars aligned for that moment for me to just like lose my shit. Just like, oh my god, DX is coming. Oh my god, now NWO is coming out. And now they're all just like brawling outside the ring and stuff like that. And meanwhile, like Sting and Triple H are also having like a pretty good match in the ring. So everything is just like happening really well to where it's just like, yeah, this is just all working for me pretty much.
Yeah, that was fun to see. It was fun to see. Again on Triple H on Cody's podcast, they talked about that match because they talked about how Sting had like black smoke for his entrance, but it was during the day in an outside arena, so you couldn't really see it, and the wind kind of took it. So Triple H said the wind took it and like blew it into. Triple H had the Terminator thing that like came from the floor, so it blew all the black smoke underneath the stage, and he said he was sitting there, and he didn't know what the fuck was going on, so he thought something was on fire, like he thought some shit went bad, and like this is smoke from a fire, and was like, what the fuck is on fire? Are we good? And he said the Terminator entrance. He said that because obviously like there was a Terminator movie. I think it was like Salvation or something that had just come out or was about to come out that year. And he said he had the idea to do the Terminator thing, and they said they like got in contact with the Terminator people, and they were like, yeah, you can do it, but they wanted Arnold Schwarzenegger to do the ad read thing or whatever in the beginning, which he did do. But they said like the Terminator people were like, we asked Arnold about it, he said he won't do it. And Triple H was like, why won't he do it? And he was like, I'll just call him. And apparently he just called Arnold Schwarzenegger. And he was like, yeah, bro, I'll do it. Why would I not do that? So that's how they got him to do it. So either A, they did ask him and he didn't realize what it was, or B, they just never asked him and didn't want to bother, and they just said, he won't do it. And yeah, Arnold Schwarzenegger was like, yeah, man, I'll do it. Who cares? But also they said they asked for the Terminator people to send like stuff from the set, like the T-100s and stuff like that, and they were just like, yeah, we don't have any of that stuff. We trashed all of it. We got rid of all of it. And so apparently Triple H said that the WWE props people had to like call a warehouse in California that has like props, and basically said, every Terminator robot you have, just send it to us. Send it to the stadium, and we'll pay for it. Like, we'll pay to rent it. And I guess they did it. I don't think they rented it. I think they bought these things, which I'm sure was probably an insane number for like 10 T-1000 robots. And so Triple H said they did that. And then because the Terminator people no longer had any of this shit, when they went to do the premiere of the movie, they had to ask WB if they could borrow the props that they had purchased. Because they
I think we trashed it.
Yeah, that's what they should have told them. But they did let them. So like, I guess if you look at the world premiere there, the props they had were all the same props that they used for his entrance. But it's just funny you brought that up because I literally just heard him talk about it. And I thought how funny that shit is.
Right.
But yeah, that was a fun surprise having two of the biggest factions of all time, especially at the same time. During that like Monday Night Wars era, it was really DX versus NWO, and obviously there are certain members of DX that also joined NWO and whatnot. So that's also cool. Because they're all just friends, anyways. It's all just,
right. Yeah.
it's all just
the clique. That's pretty much what it is.
The clique and a few extras like Billy Gunn and
Road
Dogg.
Yeah.
So that was a cool moment. I always enjoyed it. I feel like the match could have been better. I definitely think Sting needed to win that match. Triple H didn't need to win that match.
He got screwed.
That was definitely There was definitely a Vince being like, "Yeah, this is the final nail in the Monday Night Wars."
Right.
coffin."
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
Yeah.
saying we get one final win. Whereas Sting is he was probably just happy he got to wrestle on a WrestleMania. You know.
Right.
But yeah, he definitely should have won that match as like a, not as a we really won. It should have just been like a thank you for for being a part of that, and thank you for coming in all these years later. You know. But yeah. Could have been a better match, but really fun surprise with that stuff. I'm shocked Kevin Nash didn't tear his quads heading down to the ring with that long ass ramp. But all right, what's another one for me? I gotta think. As I see a big ass spider climbing on the wall. The spiders are back, people. What's another? Oh man. I gotta Google it. I'm blanking. Let's see. Let's see.
So many moments.
There are a lot of moments, and yet none of them are flashing in my head. All right, I got one, but let me keep looking real quick in case there's something else that pops in my head. It's funny because it's all just articles about who would be the surprise from Randy's match last year. That's all I keep seeing. All right, fuck it. I'll go with the one. It's one of the bigger ones, anyways. I'm going to talk about the Hardy Boys returning at WrestleMania 33.
Ooh, yeah, that's a good one.
That was a wild moment, and there's a bit of a personal connection there in a sense because obviously, I mean, we both love the Hardys, especially Jeff Hardy. But, So I was working the WWN weekend experience stuff with all these. There's like fucking 10 shows in like 4 days. It's insane and not great for your mental health, but we would do it. And we ended it with a tailgate that was like a mile away from Camping World Stadium. And it was like, hey, you come, and if you're a fan, come hang out before WrestleMania. It didn't run during WrestleMania. It was like from like noon to like 4 o'clock or something like that. So you had enough time to get to the stadium and whatnot. And it would just be like, it would be like an ACW show that was happening. And you would get like food. Like I think we partnered with like a bar and grill that was there. And so it was like, hey, you come get some food, watch, you paid for a ticket, so watch a wrestling show and just hang out and meet the Hardy Boys. That was the big thing is you come and you pay for, I don't know what the price was. Say it was $100. You get a ticket to the show. You get a ticket to get a photo and an autograph from the Hardy Boys. And, and then you can buy some food or whatever it was. So we would do that. And I unfortunately didn't get to meet the Hardy Boys. I was too busy working, so I did not get to sneak away and meet the Hardy Boys. And I gave my dad, I had a 3-pack. This like I still have, it's like an action figure 3-pack of Lita, Matt, and Jeff. And I was like, Dad, can you just get the sign for me? You know what I'm saying? Get Matt and Jeff to sign it for me, because he would be the one that would run the meet and greets. But again, it was just so crazy and so hectic that he wasn't able to get it signed for me. But yeah, there's a bit of a personal connection because we had no clue that these men were going to be at WrestleMania. The night before, they had wrestled the Young Bucks on a Ring of Honor show in like a crazy TLC match. So these guys were all fucked up, all banged up, and showed up. They did this meet and greet. We had no clue that these guys were going to be at WrestleMania. So it was wild that literally 3 hours before, I was technically like a part of a show that the Hardy Boys were a part of and stuff like that, which was cool. And then heading back, somebody was like, did anybody think it was a little weird that they got into a black Escalade? Like, it's kind of wild. Like, they didn't get
the most like conspicuous secret car you could possibly get into.
It wasn't like, oh, they got in an Uber in some person's Uber. It was like a black Escalade with blacked out windows. Yeah. And we all were like, huh, yeah, that was kind of weird. But we didn't think much of it. We were just like, yeah, that was kind of weird. But, hey, maybe they got that Hardy Boys money. Maybe they rolling in style, And then we were all in a hotel room. It was me, Troy Hollywood, Pepperfield, Saeed, Al-Sabah, and a bunch of other homies that were hanging out from this weekend. And we all watched WrestleMania together in this whole hotel room and had a great time. And the tag teams come out, and then the New Day come out, and they're talking. And they're yapping about, oh, there needs to be another tag team in this match. I wonder who could be. And obviously, they're alluding to, because I think you even see like Big E start taking his jacket off. So it's like, oh, okay, New Day. And Troy Hollywood looked at his phone, and put his phone down, and was like, "Everybody, do not touch your fucking phone. Stay off of your phone," because I guess it had leaked that they were backstage or something like that. So he legitimately like held us almost at like gunpoint, like, "Do not touch your fucking phone." As the New Day is doing this, they're about to come out, and he's just like, he's telling everybody, "If you touch your phone, I'm kicking your ass. Do not touch your fucking phone." And we're all just like, "What the fuck is this guy talking about? Like, what the hell is he like?" As we're like,
man. He's a man for the surprises.
Right.
I like that.
But we're all just like, what is he? Because again, we have no clue, so we're all just like, what the fuck? And as we're like, what the fuck? We hear like, boom, 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 and we're just like, oh. So yeah, that was a cool moment. An incredible surprise, a great surprise. Nobody thought it was happening. Again, I literally, I had just seen these guys doing meet and greets, 2 hours, 3 hours before. I had no idea that these guys were gonna roll up at WrestleMania and shit like that. So that was a really cool moment, really crazy moment. Yeah, that's just one of the best surprises. And then they end up winning the tag titles, I believe, that in that match. And unfortunately, it didn't go. The run overall didn't go as well. But it was still cool to see the Hardy Boys come back to WWE, especially because at the time, like, they were still so big because they had done the whole the leader of world thing, or whatever it was, the Final Destination stuff in TNA, which blew up and went everywhere. And then they were on the Indies for a little bit, and then they went back. So it was really cool to see, really cool moment. And it was a bit of a personal thing for me, where I'm just like, man, it was such a cool kind of personal stuff. So yeah.
Do we got any more?
I don't know, unless you wanna bring one more up. I'm blanking. So.
Ooh, you know what? Maybe not so much of a surprise return, but just a very like feel good moment, I guess. That was still kind of somewhat of a surprise. This is gonna appease the old heads a little bit here for sure. WrestleMania 7 with Miss Elizabeth running out from the crowd to smack Sensational Shuri after she's pretty much just wailing on Macho Man for, I'm pretty sure, losing that match. And she pretty much smacks the fuck out of Sensational Shuri to where she gets out of the ring, and then Macho Man sees her, and they just have this really beautiful moment of reconnecting and hugging. The crowd's going crazy. It's such a feel-good moment. But still, I think would technically count as a surprise in this case. But that's a good moment for sure.
That is a good moment. Another, not necessarily a surprise, but a very, you want to talk about heartfelt moments real quick. One that almost broke me, man. One that almost got me was WrestleMania 39, John Cena's entrance with the Make-A-Wish children. That shit had me, bro. That shit had me, because obviously we know how connected he is to Make-A-Wish. So one of his last WrestleMania is getting to have these kids not only meet John Cena, I'm sure backstage all those kids got to take pictures with him and all that stuff, but then they get the ultimate thing. They get to be a part of his entrance, on the grandest stage of all. That was really cool. That and same WrestleMania wasn't as it was really cool, but not as heartfelt, because I didn't know, at least. But Bianca's entrance with the young girls dance group from Compton was really cool. But then what makes it even more emotional is then finding out that like the youngest girl's mom had literally like passed away the day before. Right. And her aunt, I don't know how they were able to do that, bro. Like, I don't know how mentally and emotionally they were able to pull that together. But her aunt, I guess, had brought her to still be a part of this entrance. And she gets her own moment with Bianca Belair where they're both doing the whip with the hair. That, oh man, I just got goosebumps when I just talked about it. It's just like, man,
Same mania. Rey Mysterio's entrance with the lowrider coming out to Eddie Guerrero's music. I'm putting that up there. I don't care.
Yes. That's a good one. I'm only laughing because of us. I'm only laughing because of our dumbasses. It's a great moment. He had the lowrider. I think, didn't he have Snoop Dogg with him?
Snoop Dogg was at first. I think it was he was driving it. It was, I don't remember what song it was. I think it was some like just LA classic.
I think it was Gin
song.
and Juice.
It was Gin Juice. Yeah, it was Gin Juice, and then it like officially came out, and then Eddie's music hit, and then it went to Ray's music. That was a good moment.
Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, great moment, cool entrance. But these two dumb fucks, Eddie's music hit, and somehow we both thought Eddie Guerrero was coming back from the dead.
This also is not the only time this happened, because I don't know if you remember this, but it was the two of us. It was the 2024 Royal Rumble. We're there live at St. Petersburg, and it's the Women's Rumble. And at the time, the LWO was still like a prevalent thing. Zelina's music hits, and it's Eddie Guerrero's theme song, pretty much. And I get super excited for 1 second because I think Eddie Guerrero is returning in this Women's Rumble match.
Just insane, bro. We did it. There was another time we did it too, but it was still not super believable, but a little more believable because the guy is still alive. In WrestleMania 40, the Shield entrance, we all thought Dean Ambrose was coming.
Yes, yeah.
Again.
Like,
Still
how did they pull these strings to get this
right.
AEW star into WrestleMania 40?
Right, and then it obviously ended up Rollins, but we're like, that's a little more believable because, at least he could, it's possible. Even if they think it's impossible, it's still, the idea is possible. Yeah, man, I don't know. We're just fucking idiots. I don't know why.
We are.
Anybody
That's
even
absolutely
watches
what it
us.
is.
I don't know why anybody even watches us, but we're just dumbasses, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, heartfelt moments, man. I don't know, man. We have about a week, again, starting tomorrow. We're a week away. I'm excited. Last year was a big letdown. It was a very big letdown. I feel like not only was the show actually a letdown, but looking back, even the card is kind of like a letdown.
Right.
I have high expectations for this WrestleMania. I think the card, obviously, outside of this stupid Pat McAfee bullshit that TKO apparently is in charge of and Triple H has no control over and is like probably losing his fucking mind over. Outside of that, this card for both nights actually looks really good. Let's pray that they add Iyo versus Asuka. I'm hoping, but the card for WrestleMania this year actually looks pretty enjoyable, and I think in the same sense, Triple H. I mean, we can sit there and shit on Triple H all we want, but I think he may have seen the backlash of last year's WrestleMania, the reaction, and so I think he might be a little more set on making sure that this WrestleMania hits the notes because hey. He's seen it. WrestleMania 40, one of the best WrestleManias of all time. That was all Triple H. He's done it before. He's seen it. So, again, I don't think WrestleMania 40 had as much TKO interference. I think that's part of the big issue is that Triple H is trying to execute a vision here and then has higher-ups, whether it's Ari Emanuel or The Rock, or for all we fucking know, Vince McMahon himself, coming in and being like, oh, yeah, that's cool, but we're actually going to do this, and it makes no fucking sense. Clearly, again, we like Pat McAfee. We've always enjoyed when he shows up either for a match or on commentary. We've always enjoyed Pat McAfee. But this shit makes no sense, and it comes off of a report from a couple weeks ago where some big agent thinks that Pat McAfee can be like the next Dwayne Johnson in Hollywood. That's why this is happening, is because they're trying to, make him this big deal. And so they're like, put him in the main event of WrestleMania. Yeah, so that shit should not be happening. I'm praying that this WrestleMania is good. I hope Triple H is able to... Again, Triple H has his own flaws and his own issues, but overall, I think if he's allowed to cook, I think he can do a really good job. And so that's why I'm just hoping, for the most part, that they let this man cook and that they don't do some stupid... continue to pull some stupid bullshit. Where, if TKO is in charge, somehow, some way, even though he's not in the match, somehow Pat McAfee becomes WWE champion. And you know what I'm saying? Like... That's what we don't need. So I'm hoping that they can figure this out. And I think they also can because again, TKO is also stupid, but they're business people. So if they see the possibility of numbers slipping, they're gonna try and change. So that's why you have CM Punk out here talking about lower your fucking ticket prices and the crowd going crazy. Maybe that's a sign of hey, let's start lowering ticket prices because our own talent is shooting on us here. So. I don't know. Long story short, I have high hopes that they might redeem themselves from last year with the card and hopefully with the story. I think there's a good possibility to do it.
I am not as high of hope as you are. I'm not really too jazzed about too much coming from this card. Obviously, I think for me the biggest match is going to be Brock and Obafemi, which is crazy because I shouldn't be supporting a Brock match, but I kind of am.
Right.
But I mean, it's just the simplicity of just two big men beating the shit out of each other. Who doesn't love that? I mean, it's just
that match. I'm still excited for Cody and Randy. Hopefully, they can just kind of pivot a little bit and tell a bit of a better story. And if Pat is involved, hopefully he's not involved in a huge way. The ladder match is going to go crazy. fucking Javon
Ladder
Evans
obviously,
in a ladder match, dog.
I feel like the Intercontinental title is always going to be like a top 3 match at any WrestleMania at this point. It's just always delivering good stuff.
The random 6-man tag match should be a throwaway, but I'm excited to see Speed get to actually wrestle a match. I think that's going to be fun. And I think people were surprised by Joey Roll because he was a bigger guy and lost a bunch of weight or whatever. I think people will be surprised by Speed because, for people that don't know, he's weirdly, freakishly athletic, dog. Like, he is super fast, super agile. So if they're able to showcase that, I think he's going to impress a lot of people on a Logan, maybe even more than a Logan Paul level in this match. If we get
Finn and Dom.
Iyo and Asuka, if that happens, I'm super excited for that. Finn and Dom, same thing. That's been a long time coming. 2 incredible guys that hopefully get to really do some really cool stuff. Punk and Roman, I am excited, but I feel like it's lost its luster a little bit, especially because the big.
Yeah.
Me and Nova were joking about it. The big fucking takeaway was "you're old." That was the big fucking twist. That was Roman's response to being like your dad, something about his dad or whatever. So it's lost its luster, but I'm still excited to see what can happen, what goes down. Gunther and Rollins is gonna cook. That might be just the best wrestling match on the card.
That's gonna cook for sure.
And there's an intriguing story to that. How is on Raw, the whole thing with Gunther and Paul Heyman, what's going on with that? That's an intriguing aspect of the story. I fully did not think this was happening either. I thought the way they were setting it up, I thought they were going to do a Seth Rollins versus Paul Heyman match at WrestleMania, and it was going to be like a whole, Heyman's
like a Michael Cole situation here.
Kind of like Heyman's fighting for his life and calls in as much backup as he can, but eventually Rollins finally gets his hands on him, which could still happen in this match. He might be able to. That's true. Conquer Gunther and get his hands on Heyman or something like that. But I'm excited for that match. I think that might just be the best pure wrestling match on the show. I don't know, man. I don't think the SmackDown tag titles are making it on. I feel like that's the sad part.
I don't see it happening. I
think the only tag title match is the women's tag title match because, they normally cap it out at 7, and so one night has 6 matches. But again, it seems pretty clear that it's going to be Iyo versus Asuka if that happens.
Right.
The women's tag match should be fun. It's just like a nice kind of like fray. We've had that one WrestleMania Showcase tag match that is like your favorite match of all time. There could be aspects of that in this match, which would be cool. Especially you got some bigger girls like Lash and Nia in there that can really base for people and catch people and stuff like that. So it could be really cool. Stephanie and Liv has intrigued me because not so much from the storyline standpoint, because the storyline's been kind of stupid, where Liv is just kind of being like low key racist. But more from the aspect of these girls might legitimately just beat the shit out of each other because they're fucking each other up, man. We saw, oh my god, on Raw on Monday, bro, that headbutt thing where Stephanie attacked Liv and she headbutts Roxanne. My god, I had to look away. I was like, holy shit! And then they both posted photos where they got giant goose eggs on their heads, man. So I think Liv and Stephanie might have obviously not a shoot fight, but it's going to be very physical. Is definitely what's going to be going on there. So I'm excited to see what happens there. I would say the only match that I'm really not that I don't care about is Rhea versus Jade. I'm not a big Jade guy.
Yeah.
I do hope Rhea's the star maker, dog. Rhea's the one. Rhea can carry anybody to that match. We saw, I've come more around to Charlotte Flair. You're still not a big Charlotte guy, but her and Rhea at 39, that was a fucking insane match, bro. That match went fucking crazy, So I'm hoping Rhea can pull that out of Jade, and her and Jade can actually have a fucking banger. That'd be really cool. Drew and Jacob should be okay. I'm not. It feels like it's kind of a bit of a. We just got to get these guys on the card, which unfortunately happened to Drew last year too with Priest. I wish, man, they should have. It's an unsanctioned fight, but I really wish they would have done something bigger. Do the Hell in a Cell or something like that to get more interest in it. You know what I'm saying? Get more appeal to it. Because
if any match should be unsanctioned, should be the Oba Brock fight. I want to see those two just go out into the crowd, go backstage, throw each other into walls and whatnot. That should have been the unsanctioned match.
Yeah, I wish that Drew and Jacob would have had maybe Hell in a Cell. Because also now Drew has a history with Hell in a Cell where, he lost, but that could be a story that they tell is, I lost, but at least I've been through it. You've never been through Hell in a Cell, Jacob. You don't know what it's like, So I do wish, hey, we still have tonight and next week, so you never know. They could change something, but I doubt it. But yeah, that match just seems like it's a bit of a kind of throwaway match. But the only match I'm really just like, is kind of the Rhea Jade match. But again, I'm hoping Rhea pulls out a banger out of Jade. That'd be really cool. Yeah. All right, let's wrap up because we're about an hour and a half in, and honestly, it's not WrestleMania week yet, so we got a lot more to talk about next week. Because next week, it's going to be our official predictions with the OTS Championship on the line. We're going to give our predictions, and we'll go a lot more deeper into the card. Plus, we'll have, again, tonight and Monday, we'll have more to add to the story to talk about next week with what's going on. So, yeah, we'll save the rest of the WrestleMania 42 talk for next Friday. But yeah, we're on the road, bro. So we got one more week. So let's just get through this week, and we can have a fun weekend watching some hopefully really fun wrestling and really cool surprises.
Yes.
Oh, and of course, shout out the WNRN, of course, as always, our gracious podcast host. But yeah, we will see y'all next week.